pirates are evil. The Marines are righteous. These terms have always changed throughout the course of history. Kids who have never seen peace and kids who have never seen war have different values. Those who stand at the top determine what's wrong and what's right. This very place is neutral ground. Justice will prevail, you say? Well, but of course it will. Whoever wins the war becomes justice.
Monkey D. Luffy, known as Straw Hat Luffy, is the main protagonist of the manga and anime One Piece. He's the son of Monkey D. Dragon, a revolutionary considered the world's most dangerous criminal, the grandson of Monkey D. Garp, a powerful marine vice admiral who had cornered the late pirate king himself on several occasions, the sworn brother of late Fire Fist Portgas D. Ace and Revolutionary Chief of Staff Sabo, and the foster son of Curly Dadan. He seeks to find One Piece and become the Pirate King. To accomplish this, he founded the Straw Hat Pirates and set out on the high seas at age 17 in search of the elusive treasure, beginning a series of increasingly odd and dangerous adventures. Luffy is quite notorious for battling powerful individuals and organizations wherever he goes, and regularly poses a threat to the balance of the world by challenging the 7 warlords of the sea, the world government, and now the emperors, and so far has managed to either win completely or escape by a hair's breadth. Through word of his various exploits and victories spreading around, he's already become one of the most infamous and feared pirate captains in the world after the time skip. Let's start with the easiest part, which is the attack potency. Easiest way to scale Luffy's attack potency is actually through the Whitebeard method. But first, let's break down few things. Scholars of O'Hara have a diagram of the world that displays what appears to be 6 moons orbiting the planet, plus a smaller moon orbiting one of the others. The distance from one bank of the Sandora River to the other is 30 miles, 3 kilometers. In other words, the thickness of the river is 30 miles. We get a bird's eye view of the Arabasta Island, which contains the river. In it, we can use the information in the previous scan to calculate how large the island is. I'm going to scale from the Grand Line, as Shaki provided us with information on the islands and routes the worst generation, more specifically the Straw Hats route. The many routes or paths are color-coordinated, likely in accordance with the supernova that traveled it. Pink for Bonnie, yellow for Law, purple for Kid. We know Luffy would be red, as that's the color he's always associated by in the series as well, it being the central route. Luffy being there would correlate, as he's the MC. Finally, it goes on to show another image when Luffy and Zoro are legit on the red route. We know that Arabasta was the 4th island the Straw Hats traveled to after they entered the Grand Line. Therefore, it would be the 4th island on the illustration. First is Whiskey Peak, second is Little Garden, third is Drum Island, and 4th is Alabasta. Oda gives us another look at the globe of the One Piece planet. But unlike all of the others, it explicitly informs us where Mariwa is, and where the Grand Line is located. This seems more reliable than what we currently have accepted. All of this will put size of One Piece planet at 169 times bigger than Earth. Now moving on to Whitebeard. It's stated by Sengoku that Whitebeard has the power to destroy the One Piece world. Note this, Sengoku is reliable source, as we know they were rivals in their prime. Now firstly, it's stated in the manga Whitebeard has the power to destroy the world. It's also stated in the Data book and in the Ace light novel. It's stated that Whitebeard unleashed a small portion of power of his Tremor fruit, an ability capable of destroying the world itself. In the Data book, it's stated that Whitebeard has an ability that could destroy the One Piece world. It's quite obvious when the translator says it doesn't necessarily mean in terms of power level, take as you will. He's referring to his title of the world's strongest man. Not to mention this is something he added in the original Japanese Data book. It never says that. The translator clarifies what he truly meant by take it as you will, was that Whitebeard had attained the title world's strongest man at some time before the Great Pirate Age, but doesn't necessarily say whether that still applies or whether Roger surpassed him. Tsuru states that wherever she goes, she will not be safe, implying this war has the capability of affecting the entire world. We are not given a direct location, however it's stated from somewhere in the world that there are a lot of earthquakes, implying Whitebeard's ability is on a very high scale. The Marineford War was said to be so catastrophic Some people in the North Blue wondered if the world will still be here. This supports the fact planetary One Piece isn't far-fetched. Another statement in favor of the planetary meta was when Blackbeard refers to the tremor fruit as the power to destroy everything. Everything can be defined as all that is important. Since the world of One Piece on a global scale is important to the plot and was a focal point during the Marineford War, this reference is most likely in reference to the planet. Also, Blackbeard is a good source because he was not only under Whitebeard's flag for a long time, but he was also looking to steal Whitebeard's fruit. He would know what he's talking about. As the Earth has a period of about 23.93 hours, it has an angular velocity of 7, 29x 10·5 rad-s. The Earth has a moment of inertia, I=8, 0.4 kilograms m2. Therefore, it has a rotational kinetic energy of 2, 138 to 129 joules. This means a feat like tilting the Earth alone is planetary plus level, and we know that the One Piece planet is much larger, therefore, it would be even more. This means planetary Whitebeard isn't even far-fetched. And with all statements so far in manga and data books about 4 emperors being relative to each other in terms of power, and Luffy showing constant relativity to Kaido, we can say that Luffy scaled a Whitebeard. Now let's move on speed. Here we need to break down Kizaru being only speed of light. Common misconception that Kizaru is capped at light speed. The more you train your devil fruit, the more powerful it becomes. And in Kizaru's case, more faster. Kizaru can turn his body to light and can spam attacks at light speed. Although Kizaru boasts overwhelming speed, he speaks at a very comfortable steady. This proves his devil fruit is light-based. Now let's move on feats. Kizaru attacks Hawkins, but Hawkins was able to see attack before the attack hits him, showing he was aware of the attack. Later on, Hawkins powers up, so Kizaru gets serious and attacks Hawkins. But this time Hawkins isn't able to react to the attack, showing that Kizaru went beyond the speed of light. This pretty much proves that One Piece is faster than light. Now moving on, we have this feat of Luffy dodging pacifista lasers, which is calculated at 5 times speed of light, or FTL. With all amps and multipliers, Gear 2nd being 10 times amp and Gear 4th being 4 times amp at both speed and power, we can lowball Luffy at 200 times speed of light, or MFTL. Which is big lowball cause Luffy outclassed himself multiple times from that moment forward. So Luffy's speed should be around 200 times speed of light and 1600 times speed of light, which is highest highball. Overall, Luffy scales to large planetary with massively faster than light speed. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you've gone this far into video, you could visit my TikTok account where I post similar content. Kami is out.